Last time, on Polymorph Self, our heroes stood on the deck of their ship, preparing for battle. In front of them was the Tears of Blood, a secret harbour home to the Slavers' fortress. Seyda found Lemons tied to the mast, and rescued him, carrying him in her arms. And then, Hjani knocked out Hjani with a punch, choosing to call it a donkey punch, as opposed to a rabbit punch. Hey, none of my business what my players do on their own time. Next, they waited for dark and scouted the harbour in a small rowing boat, Mr. Roboto. They used it to get on board a war galley guarding the bay. Having hastily abandoned the rowboat, Manto the wolf drifted away towards the beach, where enemy soldiers prepared for battle. Finally, the heroes decided to take out this ship right then and there. They had surprise, made the first attack, and then found themselves facing a row of loaded crossbows.
4 plus 2 is 6. It's a miss. It thuds into the doorframe.
Ooh.
13 plus 2 is 15.
Miss.
It's also a miss. They both miss you as you stay in the doorway. And Bjorn, what's your AC?
18.
And you're prone, so they're going to get +4. So they have crossbow +6, and you have 18. You're rolling around deftly, trying to avoid. Here comes the first of 3. 7 plus 6 is 13. It's a miss. Your AC, was 18. Yeah. So they shoot at you, but you start doing all kinds of rolls.
I do like Jackie
rolls and
Chan
maneuvers.
rolling around on the ground.
This is definitely Jackie Chan level.
Or something.
Next one is a natural 1. The guy shoots his compadre in the back, killing him.
Jesus Christ.
God.
One of them gets 20 odd of them. One
Does
gets
his body
in the way.
fall on my body?
No. And an 11 plus 6 is 17. Your AC is 18.
Mm-hmm.
So they think they're all standing around you and they're just going to shoot you to death, but you sort of
But
kip
then there's
up.
the 4,
you kip up,
the
you
4
roll.
penalty for me being prone.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. You got out, you somersaulted, you rolled,
cool.
you
Right.
pushed one who got in the way and got shot through the back of the head by the other one, and you Jackie Chan'd your way out of that amazingly.
Ha-ha!
And now we come to Seyda's 3. What's your AC?
My AC is also 18.
18, and they only got crossbow +2. So the first one, that's a 3. It misses and sails into the ocean. 15 plus 2 is 17. You deflect it with your greatsword heroically. And a 4. So far, all of them have been missed, dodged, and deflected.
Wow.
Heroes. That's all I'm going to say.
It's like we got hero armor.
And now we have Billicus. What's your AC?
14.
So one guy is brave enough to shoot beyond the ball of fire and kill this tripping druid. So what was it? Sorry, 14?
14.
14. Crossbow +2. It's an 18 plus 2, so 20. As you get hit for 1d6 points of damage. 2 points of damage.
2 points of damage.
It does, however, break your concentration and your spell is over.
Shit!
Bring it round to the beach is now just a complete frenzy of activity. The doors are shut, people are manning the walls, and there appears to be a group of people pulling a large ballista up the beach. And, everything's going off now.
Well, this works into our plan. They can fire at this boat if they want.
Yeah, and the boat has started to go on fire from your spell. That was successful.
Fantastic.
Started to, bits of the ropes and the rigging are starting to smoulder.
I love it when a plan comes together.
How are we going to get off this boat?
Also,
Run
Manto
underwater.
has done the smart thing. He's gone in quietly. If someone's just sort of muzzled him, put a lead on him, and taken him back into the town there.
What? Manto's been kidnapped?
Yeah.
No Manto left behind.
Right.
Did you just point at me because that's going to be the title?
Who knows?
Yeah, I think it is. Okay.
Who knows? Don't call it too early.
No, I'm just going to make this impossible for you to edit. It's just going to be called No Manto Left Behind.
I leave these in, you know that. I'll just leave it in and then call it something else. Okay, so it's your round of actions again. Time sensitive. Hjani, go.
I unleash another 4 arrows. So that is a +6 bonus on each arrow. Right?
Okay.
So 11 plus 6, 17.
It's a hit, reminding everyone their armor class is 14.
14 plus 6, 20.
A hit.
7 plus 6 is 13.
That's a miss.
And then 12 plus 6 is 18.
So, 3 hits. Roll the damage.
All right, first hit is a 3 plus 1, 4.
Okay, you shoot someone for 4 points of damage.
The next hit is a 3 + 1, 4.
Okay.
And the last hit is a 7 + 1, 8.
Okay, you kill one and injure two with your latest volley of rapid shot, each one being 2 arrows shooting at once into different targets like a complete boss. Bjorn.
I pin drop into the hold hole.
You do. You drop down and you land in the hold.
What do I see?
It's really dark down there, but from the light above you see all kinds of like war machinery, like bits of ballistas, bolts, casks of Greek fire that they would use to shoot at other ships.
What is a Greek fire?
It is a special oil sort of concoction in a flask which you set it alight, you shoot it, and it's like a firebomb essentially of the medieval world. That's what you see immediately. Seyda.
I greatsword whoever I can greatsword.
Okay, you charge into the midst of the crossbowmen, confusing them as they only have ranged weapons.
My first one is +11.
Wearing their studded armour, and they have 14 armour class.
Okay, +11 to greatsword for the first greatsword. That's a 19 + 11 is many.
It's a hit. Roll the damage.
2d6 + 4.
Sorry.
That's a 6. And a 3 is 9 + 4 is 9, 10, 11, 12.
You
13.
slash your greatsword across one of the crossbowmen, disemboweling him and murdering him on the spot.
You say murder. It's really self-defense. My second is +6. That's 16 + 6 is 23.
Another hit.
2d6 + 4. 3 and 1 is 4 + 4 is 8.
Okay, you murder two. One of them who had previously been shot by Hjani.
Self-defense.
Billicus.
How many are left?
Good question. 2 injured and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 untouched.
Okay.
Not including the captain who has drawn his sword and is preparing to fight.
I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I'm going to do summon Nature's Ally too, where I call a creature to fight.
Okay, a giant eagle comes swooping down out of the sky.
Fantastic.
A seagull?
What would you command it to do?
Start pecking eyes and
At who?
private parts and
The captain or one of the crossbowmen?
definitely captain.
Okay, the captain draws his sword and advances on you, deciding to bravely take out the spellcaster while he can. What he didn't count on was a huge giant celestial eagle come flying down out of the night sky, land on his head and start clawing his eyes out. Now it's their turn, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so now we are down to 10 untouched, and you're down in the hold. I'm going to say no one's firing at you because that eagle's just shocked them.
Fantastic.
I'm a little bit shocked.
Yeah, so we'll have 3 on each of
didn't-
you guys. And if any of them make a mistake on Seyda, they'll be shooting each other, technically.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll start with Hjani. What's your AC?
19.
Okay, crossbow +2, the first one. 13 + 2 is 15, it's a miss. 14 + 2 is 16, it's a miss. And 10 + 2 is 12, it's a miss. 3 bolts, you just duck back into the doorway and they all just go thudding into the woodwork. You made your shots and then you ducked into cover and they all missed you. Okay, Seyda, your AC.
18.
10 + 2 is 12, the first one misses. 17 + 2 is 19, a crossbow bolt thuds into your body for 5 points of damage.
Okay.
And finally, 9 + 2 is 11. It's a miss. They were mainly too coy about shooting because you're in the crowd of them. And that's right, they were very coy about it. Now, what happens now is you can hear all kinds of shouting on the beach. And Hjani, you look back out those windows and you see 2 people standing in front of the gates in front of the wall on this beach, which is all lit up by signal fires they've now lit. One is the dark-robed cleric in the silver helmet. The other is a dark-robed figure, a bit taller than the cleric, with sort of weird, sort of black plate armor and a head which looks like a purple squid with 4 tentacles.
Ew.
Sweet.
He is waving his hands and looking up towards the sky, and somewhere in the distance you hear a very strange and familiar reptilian shriek.
Oh, my sword thirsts for dragon feces.
Before you say your next range of actions, you do have an army awaiting you don't seem to need them, maybe, as yet, but...
Okay.
well, actually, you're going to split up, so let's go... Hjani, what's your action?
Well, okay, so maybe I'll signal the fire. Like, I dip my bow in, like, my... What was it called? A sensor?
You have
oil?
prepared that. You
Yeah.
did state that before. So you take out your prepared arrow. You light it, and you're inside a room, though, right? You're going to just step out again.
Yeah, I'm going to step out and fire it into the sky.
Okay, you do that. You fire the signal. Bjorn.
I crack open one of these Greek fire barrels.
Yeah, it starts leaking.
And I light another torch.
Okay, now as a rogue and adventurer in this world, you know that as soon as this stuff is lit, it just goes up like a explosion. It just spreads.
Oh, it explodes?
Well, it normally explodes, but if you just torch it, the whole room will just suddenly be filled with streaking, burning oil. So you would know to not be standing next to it when you did this.
Oh, of course.
Because it seemed like you were about to light it from close quarters. It just seemed that way. I just,
you guys have very little faith in the old BD. I climb back up. I put the torch in my teeth, and I climb back up the hold hole.
Yep.
And I shout out, "This is going to be a real sick burn." And I drop the thing back. I drop my torch.
Okay, here's what
Back on the
happens.
hole.
They have a hold with several casks of Greek fire in it, and it's doused, and you've now lit that. So basically all of it goes up. So Bjorn, after that action, the next thing that your senses feel is the wind whipping on your face as you go, like flying up into the sky, essentially, as the ship explodes and cracks in half.
Okay.
You feel fine, but you're just kind of like, right after you said that and dropped it, you were really happy, and then you're just like... just sort of flying through the night sky happily.
Call your hawk to catch me.
Hjani, you see the other half of the ship kind of separate in a blast, and your half sort of lurches and veers.
Well, at least I fired that arrow up,
I think
right?
that's the signal anyway.
Seyda, you drop down the gap into the ocean, and Billicus, you're at the opposite end, and while you're still tripping, you just see the most far-out, amazing fireworks display.
Rad.
So that's what's happening. And also, Barack Obama and the Airless Galley, are going to start to appear with their signal lights on too.
While I'm in the air, I
good.
check my phone for my Uber driver. The galley is 3 minutes away.
Well, yeah, it's Bjorn that sees this from his vantage point.
Your driver is Garrick.
Bjorn, what's your swim skill?
Oh boy, it's 6.
Okay, just a DC 15 swim skill, not to be kind of like knocked out as you impact on the way down through the water.
It was 16, 15.
15.
And it's plus 6. It's a 9 plus a 6 is just enough.
You go flying through the air, then you start coming down, and while you're up there, you just get this glorious sort of like burning ship view beneath you. And as you're coming down, you look around, you're like, oh, I'm not near any rocks, this is all right. And you sort of right your body and you dive skillfully into the bay. And now you're swimming, you're fine. Hjani, your action.
I dive off the ship as well.
You do that. What's your swim skill?
+5.
Okay, DC 15.
15 plus 5.
Despite
I am 20.
despite the explosion and the flames and everything, you just quickly get to that edge, dive off, and you're swimming. No problem. Seyda, what's your swim skill?
+10.
Okay. You didn't have to make any action because you've just fell. And this is to stop yourself getting knocked out on the wood and debris and explosion.
10 plus 13 is 23.
No problem. Billicus, your part of the ship is lurching, but it's still, upright.
Yeah, I think I've got to get off of this thing as well.
And you also have to...
So I jump off.
Okay,
My
you do
swims-
that. Unfortunately, you're tripping and you have to make a fortitude save to be able to swim.
That is 5. So what's the
DC 15.
DC 15?
But
okay.
for the fortitude, yes, DC 15.
DC 15, okay. So 10 plus 5 is 15.
Somehow you can keep your head about you, despite the trip. It's starting to wear off, actually. And you fall into the water, and what's your swim skill?
My swim skill is 6.
Okay, DC 15.
11 plus 6 is 17.
You all succeeded
You're
admirably.
doing great.
You are. This is going really well.
Amazing.
When are you going to make it harder? I thought that was...
Yeah, so now you're all sort of treading water as the burning ship goes down, and you see the remaining sailors and crossbowmen drop their weapons and also abandon ship and jump into the ocean. And then you see Barack Obama comes sailing in through the gap and the big ship behind it. So now the battle ensues. Now, Billicus wasn't here for the last time we did a mass battle.
No.
Once the two forces, once the two forces engage, I've got like a score and a roll we make to see the general casualties and outcomes. But there will also be many scenarios in between. So one of them was the warship defending the bay, but dealt with. So you've already cleared that. So basically how it works, Billicus, is every time you succeed one of the individual scenarios, I give a kind of bonus towards that final defeat
Like a
or
victory
victory
point?
roll.
Okay.
Because at the moment, on the beach, they've got what you guess to be between 150 200 troops. And what you've got is 50 Knights of Ertelis, who are all highly armoured and trained and have no fear because they believe in themselves and all that. Plus 50 militia, plus yourselves. You're at a slight disadvantage, but you've already done the first action to sway advantage.
I think we spooked him.
So basically, the two ships come sort of sailing in and past you. No warship to meet them or defend the bay, and they're basically going to be able to just land directly on the beach and start unloading the troops, and the battle is going to commence.
Here comes Barack Obama.
Let's have a So
Thanks, Karak.
I would recommend, or I recognize that Kenyan flag anywhere.
it says "Friends"
All right.
on it, which I believe is the quite similar. So Barack Obama and the huge war galley go crashing down onto the beach, and all the troops start pouring off. And apart from the troops up on the wall, you see the Mind Flayer, the squid person, aka the Illithid, up on the wall, commanding from there. But who you assume is Pradanost, the High Priest of Anti-Theophany. He's on the beach with the troops, meeting them on the ground. He's in the thick of it. You also see a freed Hjani Kitu leap off Barack Obama and just go charging in by herself with no backup, crazily. And here are the kind of scenarios unfolding that you may further get involved in. You've already won yourself a big point swing for our first mass combat roll by taking out the warship defending the bay. What we have is the main force meeting the Knights of Ertelis, led by Pradanost, the High Priest of Anti-Theophany. One or all of you may want to try to take him out in the main battle. There is also storming the walls. Some of the knights and militia are trying to get ladders up, storm the walls, but that weird squid-headed Mind Flayer is obviously going to be a major obstacle who would need skilled heroes to get involved in. And of course, the other one would be to back up Hjani Kitu's suicidal charge for the gatehouse, or you could, just let her be also. The other one was the warship defending the bay, but you've already taken that out. But somewhere up in the darkness as well, you hear the reptilian screams that you recognize as that of a dragon, which seems to be in the thrall of this Mind Flayer. You can't see it. It's up there somewhere. Who knows what's going to happen? Now, at this point, you are all floating in the bay. So let's have actions in separate locations, starting with Hjani.
I'm going to run towards Pradanost. I don't have a silver mask anymore, and I think I need one.
Okay, would you like to swim to the beach?
Oh, sorry. I'm going to swim towards Pradanost.
You swim towards the beach, and when you get there, you're going for Pradanost. Bjorn.
I swim towards the beach and follow Hjani.
Okay. Seyda.
I swim towards the walls. Let's do this.
You're going for the walls.
I'm going for the walls.
Billicus, you are now not high anymore. You're in control.
Fantastic. I look around for Manto. Do I see where he's been taken?
No, but you do see the rowing boat empty and beached.
I'm going to go towards that rowing boat. I swim towards the rowing boat.
Okay, so all over the beach, which is, it's dark, it's at night, but it's all lit up by fires. And across the top of the wall on the beach, you see the Knights of Ertelis in their shining breastplates and plate armor clashing with the slavers and the evil priest of Anti-Theophany. It's all raging around in the shadows and firelight, the clash of steel, shouts, screams of death, and you make the beach, you climb up to your feet and you run on in. So Hjani and Bjorn jump into the fray and make a beeline straight for Pradanost, who turns around and looks at you, as much as you can tell from his silver mask, which you have a pig mask and a fox mask, right?
I do.
This one is like a hound, like a wolf hound, distorted and mixed with a human face strangely.
Oh, we could get that and put it on Manto.
Yeah,
Or one of us.
Yeah, and for listeners who haven't listened back, these helmets are like silvery metal. They cover the entire head, front and back, like a sort of second head, essentially. The what we now call the mind jammers. Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah, you enter there. Seyda, you make the beach and you join the assault on the walls, and you go to the rowing boat. Now,
yes.
The thing I want to do first is, Seyda, you make the beach and you're sort of off to the side of the main battle. You see a couple of knights and militia trying to get ladders against the walls, and at the top is the Mind Flayer. As soon as you hit the beach, you notice it's kind of looking right at you.
Oh, great.
And it sort of raises its hands, makes a gesture, looks to the sky, and then points at you. And then above you, you hear the flap of leathery wings.
crap.
and a screech, and you look up and you see a dragon, not so much bigger, but a bit bigger than the white dragon you've previously thought. It's about 20 to 30 feet long with a bigger wingspan. It's not like gigantic, but it's blue, and it carries an acrid odor around it and has a single horn protruding from its, from the top of its face.
It's a blunicorn.
Says Bjorn as he spies it off to the side. And we're going to do a initiative check because it's swooping down to use its breath weapon of electricity on you.
Okay.
So
before anything happens, I take a swig of my barkskin potion.
that's your act. That if you did that,
Okay.
you'll have to do
It would
that
have to
rather
be
than
my-
you're getting out of the way of the breath thing.
Oh, okay, I don't do that then. I would
Okay.
rather get out of the way of the breath thing.
Okay. Now keep in mind, for dragon breath, a reflex save will allow you to, against a reflex save against DC 18 will half any damage. And if you are Bjorn and you have evasion, a reflex save is 0 damage.
No big deal.
She has uncanny dodge,
Yeah.
but not evasion. But you may be able to get an action first
Okay.
to get out of the way also. Its initiative is actually, blue dragons are bad at this, plus 0. So I'm going to roll for it. What's yours?
My initiative is +7.
So it's an opposed check. If you fail, it zaps you with a breath, and we
Okay.
go to saving throws. If not, I'm going to ask you for an immediate creative action to try and give yourself a chance not to be zapped. Okay, here we go. I'm rolling for it. 1d20 plus 0. It gets a 4.
I get a 7. 7 plus 7 is 14.
Okay, so you hear it. You hear the thrum of the wings, and you're a super fast barbarian. You hear this thing coming down. What do you do?
I jump behind a boulder, behind anything in the rocks that I can hide behind.
Okay, so you immediately sort of swerve and make a beeline for the cliffs and boulders at the side of the beach. And we have said you are near off to the side of the beach, right? So what's your reflex save?
7.
Okay, a DC 15 reflex save to get out of the way.
God, I'm regretting this this decision. 19 plus 7.
Okay,
26.
hearing it and sensing it sort of in your peripherals, you suddenly swerve, change direction, and dive behind the rocks as the spot where you were once standing on gets raked by a bolt of lightning, which just chars all the sand into sort of glazed black glassy surface, and then it sort of flies up again into the sky, and you sort of roll and dive behind the rocks unhurt.
Do a little cry.
Yeah.
Cry.
Hjani and Bjorn, as you go into the fray, it's almost like the battle parts, leaving Prodanos sort of staring you down, as if to say, come on.
Hjani, dance circle.
So it's a dance-off, yeah. No, so his initiative is +1, and he gets 11 plus 1 is 12.
Okay, my initiative is +5. I roll an 11 plus 5 is 16.
My initiative is +4. 4 plus 4 is 8.
Okay, so it's Hjani, then him, then you. Hjani, the fighting is happening all around you on the beach. You make a beeline through, it opens up a bit, and you go running in to meet him in battle.
All right.
He's holding a warhammer.
I pull out my longsword plus frost. Longsword of frost.
His scale mail gives him an AC of 16 with his other bonuses.
Okay, but I have 2 hits, right? +10 and a +5.
Okay, here comes the first one.
So the first one is a +10. 20 plus 10. Ooh. So should I roll for critical?
Roll again to see if it's a critical hit, yeah.
Okay.
See hit again.
6 plus 10. Oh, 16.
His AC is 16. It's a critical hit for double damage. So what's
it's-
the initial damage? Oh,
It's a 1d8
the
6.
frost damage does not go
Okay.
critical. So
All right,
start
so-
off with the 1d8 plus what's your strength and magic bonus?
1d8 plus 6
Times 2.
times 2.
Wait, roll
so,
that first.
So 1 plus 6 is 7 times 2 is 14.
And
And then a +6. 6! So 14 plus 6, 20. 20 damage.
holy shit. You just get in there and just run him right through with the sword in
dead?
his guts. And he's not dead. He's sort of charged with magical abilities. But you run him through, pull it out. He's staggering, holding his wound with his hand. And then you go in for your second shot.
Yes. Okay, so it's
Jesus.
a +5.
Yep.
18 plus 5. 23.
And as he staggers back, you smack him again with your magical lance, gleaming in the night battle.
So it's a 1d8 plus 6. And it's another 1 plus 6 is 7 plus 6 damage of cold damage is 5. So 7 plus 5, 12.
So you hit him for a total of 32
32
points of
Yeah,
damage.
when are you going to
go.
challenge us? When is the challenge coming? You
like the
promised
first-
us challenge.
This is the first time I've gotten all my hits.
What am I
in
going to
one
do? Like, well, maybe they'll roll a double hit, including a critical, and deal 32 points of damage immediately.
I don't know. You have us try to fight an actual mountain.
Bjorn, and once this is done, I will try to come up with something worthy of you. I'll add something in. There's a dragon in the sky. Maybe he can
Shaking
eat
in my
you or
level
something.
6 boots. I don't give a fuck. Let's get on with this.
I just want to say that as someone cowering from an electric dragon right now, I'm not part of Bjorn's bravado.
Here's the thing. It's not only bravado. His reflex save is 0 damage. I could literally throw this dragon at him and he could literally just give me the proverbial finger.
Who's reflex save?
Bjorn.
Oh, no. Not at all. I got a huge reflex save.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, wait, what? I'm lost. I just got
Never
lost
mind.
there.
It never works when I give you a compliment. Hjani, awesome. He is like bleeding. He's been run through and slashed across his front. He's like already on his last legs. And next is his so he sort of reaches out and tries to do a touch attack on you. Now, a touch attack on someone who's armed opens an attack of opportunity. So whatever happens with this touch attack, you then get another free hit on him.
Oh, cool.
He reaches out, he summons the power of the gods of death and does cause or inflict moderate wounds on you.
Okay.
Now, what this does is, it's like the healing moderate, but the opposite. It basically sends chilling tendrils of death through you for 2d8 plus 4 damage, but a will save will half on DC 15. So first of all, can somebody pass me an extra d8? Now, what is your touch AC?
My touch AC is a 15.
He reaches out and tries to do the touch attack on you. Your AC is 15. He has plus 5. If he fails, you dodge out of the way. It's a 3. He reaches out on his last-ditch attempt to send the power of death to your heart. He sort of reaches out, and you just step back and just keep just like 2 inches out of the way and give him the come here sign with your hand as he stretches out bleeding, fails to reach you by 1 inch, opening up an attack of opportunity.
All right, so it's my plus 10 attack bonus then?
Yeah, and his armor still gives him his 16.
Okay. 17 plus 10.
Okay, so he
27.
reaches out and tries to inflict death on you. You just stay 1 inch out the way and smash him with the sword.
Okay, so it's a 1d8 plus 6 is 1 plus
3 ones in a row, is that below you?
Yeah. Well, you know what? If that's my bad roll, I'll take it.
Sure.
And so 1 plus 6 is 7, and then plus 4 is 13.
Okay, let's recap. The evil anti-Theophanite high priest in the middle of the battle. Bjorn and Hjani like crash through the melee. Getting in, it opens up. Hjani takes him on one by one. The dread priest with his magic, his silver helmet, and his warhammer. You step in, run him through, pull it out, slash him. His guts are he's holding in his guts with one hand. He reaches out a hand to put the touch of death and inflict a grievous wound on you. You just stay cockily 1 inch beyond his reach. Hack his arm off, spin around, and chop his head off for good measure. And his headless body falls to the knees and then just starts bleeding out onto the sand.
Do I catch his helmet?
You do.
Yes.
It's got his head still in it, but yes, you do.
I'm going to empty out the head before I put it on.
Bjorn, this unfolds in front of you before you had a chance to do anything in literally, was it 2-3 actions, 12 seconds. What do you say?
Nice job. I'm going to the wall.
Billicus, you are at the rowing boat. The battle is sort of beyond you, up on different parts of the beaches.
No turn over here?
Don't get ahead of yourself.
Too late.
You're in the middle of a huge battle, and Hjani dealt with that situation.
Fine. Yeah, take it to Billicus. Go to Billicus. All right, fine. Just go. Just do it.
Do we need a decap of that situation?
Yeah. Yay. We need to finish off, though, is that you catch the helmet in one hand, you turn around, and Bjorn is taking some sort of weird tantrum. Okay, Billicus, what's your next action? No sign of Manto. He's
no
inside
sign of
the
Manto.
walls.
No sign of anywhere they would have taken him. Can I see?
Inside the gate. Must have gone in. The only way here, there's towering cliffs either side and a castle wall in front of you. He must have gone through the now closed gate and be on the other side. There's a slaver's town on the sort of rising slopes behind it, which you can see by lantern pinpoints in the darkness.
All right.
State your action. Time is of the essence. A battle is raging.
I'm rushing after him. I can't leave him behind. I'm going up to where I think he would be.
You're heading for the gatehouse.
Yes.
Okay, you head for the gatehouse. Now it is, you've resolved yours and you're moving on. Seyda, the dragon's somewhere up in the sky again. The mind flayer's sort of looking down at you. What's your next action?
I really want a helmet.
There's a couple of Knights of Aertlis trying to climb up there, and they see you and they're waving you on into the battle.
Okay, I join them.
You join them and you guys start storming the walls. On top, there's people trying to drop boulders and oil on you, and there's a mind flayer. Are you skillful enough to make it to the top without having your head crushed, oil poured on you, all kinds of stuff happen? Do you make it?
The new game show.
What skill do you want to use? Speed, strength, or cunning? What ideas do you have?
Well, I'm speedy. I'm climby. I'm very, very climby.
What's your climb?
A 9.
A 9. DC 15 to just climb up there as fast as someone would sprint and reach the top of the wall before anyone has a chance to drop anything nasty on you.
Okay, let's see. 9 plus 4 is 13. Shit.
Okay, you start climbing the wall, but as with the other knights, people above start like dropping boulders and raining oil on you, and the Knights of Earthlis are holding their shields up as they go up, so you manage to get under a shield, but you're stalled.
Okay.
Bringing us to the action of the Mind Flayer.
Oh, I hate this guy.
He looks at you and throws a psionic bolt of energy at you, which is basically like a magic missile.
What a prick.
Which, like a magic missile, does 1d4 plus 1 points of damage. That is a 2, 3 points of damage.
Okay.
So he sort of psionic bolts you with a blast of energy for good measure as you're going up for 3 damage, which doesn't appear to bother you too much. Okay, Bjorn reaches the bottom of the ladders on the wall. You see Seyda stuck halfway up and some knights holding shields up as stuff has been, rained down on the heads. And you see this mind flayer at the top of the wall.
I scramble up the wall.
What's your climb skill?
Quickly as I can. 5. I didn't realize there were ladders.
There's all kinds of things going up there for you to try and climb up. Yeah, the knights have basically, got siege equipment. Okay, DC 15 to get up without being...
17 plus 5 is, 22.
You scramble up there like a cat, reaching the top without being hurt or injured, and you are in amongst the slavers at the top of the wall.
Ha-ha! All right, that's all my turn? Or...
you're in amongst, there's 3 3 soldiers next to you, but they're all not holding their weapons and are dropping things down. And the mind flayer's a bit beyond them. What do you do?
I'm going to stab one with my dagger.
Okay, they are flat-footed and unarmed. Their AC will be 10.
Okay.
Dagger what?
It's a dagger. It's a plus 4 dagger. It's 18 plus 4 is 22.
Okay, and this counts as your sneak attack.
Oh, cool. So that's a 1d4. It's a 2, and that's doubled for sneak attack?
Your sneak attack is 3d6 extra damage, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, Jesus. Give me those d6s. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Okay, here's what happens. You clamber over Seyda as she's stuck there.
Hey!
Jump up on top of the wall, pull your dagger, and immediately backstab and murder 2 of these people and just push their bodies down.
Christ.
Push them down over the wall and their bodies go falling down, allowing a couple of Knights of Earthlis and Seyda to gain the top of the wall with you.
Aha!
Hjani, the battle is raging all around you. There's the walls. You see Billicus and Hjani Kitu both converging on the gatehouse with all kinds of crossbowmen on top about to shoot down at them.
Oh, gosh. Okay, so I whip out my bow and rapid / many / far shot. All of them.
Okay, so what I'm going to say is that gives these guys cover so they don't get turned into pincushions, essentially. So, Hjani, you take one knee and just start loosing off all these arrows with amazing skill, and it just puts all those crossbowmen on the gatehouse on the back foot, and they bring up their shields and hide behind the battlements, which means Billicus, together with Hjani Kitu, you are now sort of under the stone awning of a gatehouse next to these closed, heavy wooden doors. What do you do? Doors are blocking your way.
The doors are blocking my way.
Huge castle, double reinforced doors.
You're
at the gatehouse of the wall.
What are they made out of?
Wood. Thick wood.
I cast...
With iron beams holding them together.
Shit. Iron beams, hey.
What do you cast? It might work.
I was thinking of casting warp wood.
Then say the command.
I cast warp wood.
You raise your hands. You command the wood to bend. It starts to twist. It pops. It cracks. Parts of the iron bolts come flying out, and they just rend apart, splinter, and you open the gates. A cheer goes up from the Knights of Earthlis. Oi!
I give him a gun show. I start flexing.
They're really impressed. They're just
Nice.
they're just like celebrate. They're like Billicus,
Oh,
Billicus,
yes.
Billicus
Finally.
right now.
Recognition.
I'm beginning to think that Alisana did send us to this place.
At that moment, a couple of things happen though. First of all, you hear a familiar yelp, and Mento comes running out to join you.
Tremendous.
You have rescued Mento. The rest of you, you're on the wall with the Mind Flayer. Hjani, you're down with the arrow cover. Then you hear the shriek of the dragon again, and it's going to come under the command, the mind control of the Mind Flayer. It's going to come down and attack the person he's most afraid of again, who's either going to be Hjani or Seyda. So this time I'm going to make a roll. Evens, Hjani, odds, Seyda. That's a 2. It's
That's me.
evens. It's Hjani. So as you kneel on the beach, the fight around you, the dragon comes swooping down. However, it's used its breath weapon and can't use it again for another 2 turns. So it's just going to appear on the beach and try to bite
Fight
you.
me?
Yeah. So this dragon, which is when it sort of sat on its haunches, landed on the beach. It's like double your height with a snaky neck. It lands and goes into combat with you. Let's roll initiative again.
Okay. Don't tase me, dragon.
It gets a 7.
Okay, my initiative is +5, and I rolled a 13, so 18.
Okay, you are not afraid. It's in front of you, although it's huge. It's a dragon. You will get the first attack. Its armor class, including its scales and its abilities, is actually 21.
Oh my god. Okay, well, I guess I might as well just longsword frosted and hope for the best. So my first attack is a +10. 4 + 10. Ooh.
Okay,
14.
you hit the blue dragon, but fail to penetrate its scales. And you have 2 attacks, right?
Yeah, my second attack is only a +5. 20. So
A critical
20.
hit. Roll again to see if
Okay.
it's an automatic hit, but let's see if it's a critical.
Okay. 20.
I award you triple damage.
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
You plunge your magical longsword of frost deep into its breast.
So it's a 1d8 + 6
Times 3.
times 3, so that is a 8
Oh no.
+ 6.
Oh shit. Fuck you, Colin. That's an inside joke. Let's go.
14 times 3.
He doesn't have to make a comeback. He's just like, I was right.
42
No
and
challenge.
then 42 + 6. So 42 + 2, 44 points of damage.
44 points of damage in one hit. Olasana,
right?
Olasana blesses you immediately with a 500 experience point bonus.
You immediately ascend to heaven.
How is this even possible?
The dragon, losing almost half of its total hit points in one hit, rears back and uses its action to fly away.
Get away from me, dragon.
Seyda, when you eventually beat the Cthulhu guy, here's your catchphrase for it. So just keep that
What in
keep
the
that in the
world?
back pocket.
Now-
All right?
Before we go there, though, we are going to make the first of 2 mass combat battle rolls to see how did the 2 foot soldier sides do attacking each other. So while I just get this out, there'll be a little pause.
You know, and I was just complaining
You were saying.
right before this session, like a whole year without like.
I hate
natural
all of you.
20. I guess I saved it up for this.
That's good.
battle.
You're really saving this battle from dragging on.
Nice.
Yes.
I guess you didn't really scale these enemies right.
Fuck you.
That's the second fuck you, and that's not a good enough comeback.
Okay,
Just
I'm
trying to
going
wing
to
it.
talk you guys through the
It's a hell of a
stats, but
tale.
I'll let you guys make the roll. So here's the outcome chart, right? And on one side, you can see what's called the difference. We're going to make a roll, and you win by a certain amount. And that will take the casualties of the winner or loser, who is fatigued, and if you have to retreat or not. So I'm going to give you this table and let you guys make your own roll, and I'll explain the thing. So you guys need your percentile dice, like 2 10s of the same set. 2 10s from the same set, because one's got the 10s
I
and
see,
units
yeah.
on. So here's how it works out. For the first mass battle roll, I've done all the pre-calculations. On the Airtalis side, on your guys' side, they gave you 50 Knights of Airtalis fully armed, trained fighters with no fear and good equipment, and 50 militia. Plus, you have 25 of your own guys aside from the useless at fighting crew, and yourself and your leadership and your training. And this all equals out to a score in this system of 84, which you're going to add the dice roll to. So, Seyda, write down 84
I've
somewhere.
written down 84.
On the other side, the slavers have 200 troops. plus their Mind Flayer leadership and the dragon, etc. And they get a really big boost because having a castle wall gives you plus 50 right out.
Ain't no door in that wall.
We're coming to that. And they also have a 2-to-1 averaged out ratio bonus, a greater number, which gives them plus 30. So they have an advantage of 80 over you. But for every sort of scenario that you ace, you get 20 points, essentially. So you took out the warship. That's another 20 to your 89 there.
You're
84.
welcome.
You absolutely decimated their commander in 12 seconds. And you've breached the wall. So you get, the breached the wall, and Dragon's not defeated yet, but I mean, you get 360.
So we're now
60 bonus.
144.
And they are 1-1. So you've actually turned it around to the point where you've turned around an 80 point, because you roll D100 and add that to the number. So you've turned around and essentially, a massive deficit to your 20 point lead. So your heroic actions have turned this around and given your general army a real fighting chance here. So we're each going to roll 1d100 and add it to our numbers and see how much the winner wins by. For this is the first of 2 rounds. So I'm going to roll for them.